Hit that like button, fool!
What?
Hey guys, it's your best boxing friends. I'm Kelsey. This is Rachel. Dan Raphael has reported that DAZN, as their people, met with Deontay Wilder and his people and offered him a substantial amount of money to fight. 2 fights on DAZN. The upcoming mandatory title defense against Dominic Brazil, which we've talked about on this channel before, is the first fight. And then the second fight against unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua. Now, today the latest news is on Tuesday in Brooklyn, there's going to be an announcement, the official announcement about the Wilder-Brazil fight. I think it's going to happen. I think Deontay Wilder is doing whatever he can to make this fight happen. He's getting a lot of the money reported was a substantial amount of money more than he was offered by ESPN. And he gets the fight he wants sooner than he would have had to wait to fight Fury. Wilder desperately wants to fight Anthony Joshua, it seems, and I just think he's the kind of guy who's gonna go. He's 33 years old. He needs to get this fight now. I want to know, Rachel, assuming that Kelsey McCarson is right, and when have I reported anything that wasn't true? I'm not technically reporting this, but how excited would you be to see American heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder versus, well, I want to say British heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, but Tyson Fury is also British, so just forget that whole thing. Those 2 guys for all the alpha belts that matter.
How exciting! Well, yeah, that's what we've been wanting to see is these top 3 all fight each other. So yeah, that'd be great. I find it interesting that maybe it took like having DAZN orchestrate this deal to get it done, since the camps of Wilder and Joshua have continuously been having problems like getting the fight made.
Right.
You know, if they even want the fight made, like you don't ever know what goes on. You just get like everybody's narrative. So I find that really interesting. I'm also intrigued by, why is it only 2 fights? Like, what is where DAZN signed Anthony Joshua, right? Mm-hmm. Like, this wouldn't be like, this sounds like a little mini, like...
I can comment on that a little bit.
Okay.
I think the value of offering a Wilder 2-fight deal is because that's what Wilder wants. Wilder is managed by Al Heyman, is tied to PBC. They want him on PBC channels. They want him on PBC on Fox. They want him on Showtime. Mm-hmm. They want the opportunity to fight Anthony Joshua, but not to lose one of their biggest assets to what's otherwise a rival network and rival company. That's something that the people over at ESPN and Top Rank weren't giving Wilder. It was a longer-term deal, and he would have had to fight more fights before he got Fury back in the ring. This, you give DAZN, the 1 fight to make some money, and then in the second fight, you get your chance. Now, it's kind of risky for both sides. I think both sides actually, because the fighter that loses isn't going to have a really great opportunity unless there's tons of money involved. But let's say, for lack of argument, that Wilder goes in there, catches Joshua with a lucky shot, and it's clear it's a lucky shot, and knocks him out cold. Wilder's going to go back to PBC, and he's never going to fight Anthony Joshua on DAZN again. and then you're left without any of the title belts because Anthony Joshua holds all the alphabet title belts that matter.
Yeah.
Then
wouldn't you, as part of that agreement, wouldn't a rematch have to be
a rematch clause?
Yeah, and not like something that's like a little what's the word? Vague, but something that's like, no, like this has to happen. I would think if I were Joshua, that rematch clause would have to be like concrete and serious and
ironclad.
There you go.
I'm excited about the fight. I know that Tyson Fury, the beloved Tyson Fury, is lineal heavyweight champion. Maybe. Some people think he is, some people think he isn't. But I also know that the winner of Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua would be the first undisputed heavyweight champion since Lennox Lewis around 2000. I know that's confusing, undisputed, but then Fury's lineal champion. Believe me, undisputed is anybody with the 4 major alphabet belts, or pre-WBO would have the 3 major alphabet belts, WBC, WBA, and IBF. The lineal championship is something that basically people made up because it got hard to track who was the man that beat the man. But as you notice, Tyson Fury doesn't actually have a belt that he wears around his waist. There's no actual lineal championship. But if you're, a historian out there, or you just like the idea of it, I'm with you. I call Tyson Fury the lineal champ, but still the winner of Wilder and not Brazil. The winner of Wilder and Joshua would be undisputed, and that's a really big deal and a really exciting thing in heavyweight boxing.
For fans, it's just exciting.
What if I were to tell you, Rachel, that Deontay Wilder would be a significant underdog in that fight against Anthony Joshua? Do you think that sounds reasonable to you, or do you? And why is that?
It just given what Joshua has done and the skill that he has, I do think that it's reasonable. So here's the thing. If Wilder doesn't land his knockout shot, I don't think he wins the fight.
Yeah.
I don't think Wilder is going to outbox Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He's not gonna outbox
I
a lot
don't
of
think,
guys.
You can... I don't know, that's a really hard... if you wanted to say that Wilder was the favorite, it's really hard because in order to say that, everything is put on that knockout shot. He's not going to win any other way. And that's just a lot to put on a knockout shot to make him the favorite.
Yeah.
I think in order to do that, you'd have to be really super confident that, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that he's rightly the favorite because I think that if they fought 10 times, the majority of those fights would be won by Anthony Joshua. But Deontay Wilder is always dangerous, like you say, and he doesn't get credit because it doesn't look a certain way.
Yeah.
But
you could even technically say that he knocked out Tyson Fury.
I'll say this, and I'll say this to add to that. Anthony Joshua is going to be easier to hit than Tyson Fury was. Tyson Fury is a great boxer who's taller than Wilder. And just even if he wasn't that physically large, he's a really great boxer, really great at movement. Anthony Joshua has been hit a lot by Dillian Whyte, for example, by Vladimir Klitschko, for example. And so it's a really interesting fight and a really, I think, excellent matchup. One of the better fights that can be made in boxing. You can make a good argument for both. I think Joshua is the rightful favorite in the fight.
Well, yeah, I think that's what you do, if you're the bookies, right?
Yeah.
You have certain data that you look at and how you make the lines for fights and pick favorites. And so I think that they're doing the right thing. They might in this situation just be wrong though.
Yeah.
For the reasons that you said. Anthony Joshua's easier to hit and Wilder has this crazy power.
Yeah.
And he's knocked out most of his opponents.
Yeah.
Including Tyson Fury.
Maybe.
He didn't knock him out. I'm just saying Tyson Fury rose from the dead. But that's so they might just be wrong on this, And this might be where you bet on. Granted, now when people start betting, right, lines change.
Yeah, who knows?
If the fans decided that Wilder was a favorite, then the line would change,
a lot of money came in on him. I will say that in addition to being easier to hit, probably than Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua also probably has a lot more power than Tyson Fury. And is a lot better of a puncher in that he throws more hard punches that land. And so I think you really have the chance. Yeah, kind of like how he did against Luis Ortiz. Yeah. Except that Luis Ortiz, when I saw him in his last fight, he don't look 39, guys. He looks 46-ish. His body looks old. So I don't know how old that guy is. That happens with Cuban fighters.
Yeah.
I know that Anthony Joshua's in his prime. Yeah. And I think it would be a slugfest, an exciting slugfest. And I hope it happens. And I hope that you out there comment, and subscribe because it's really important. Now that heavyweight boxing is becoming so huge, there's nothing better to add to your life in addition to the great heavyweight boxing than I would call us the heavyweight champions of YouTube boxing shows, which feature Kelsey and Rachel. That's definitely true. So comment, and subscribe. We appreciate your support. And we love you. And here's 2 thumbs for you.